What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of NFL Turf Talk. This is your Week 10 kickoff show. I'm one half of your host, Dylan Davis. To my left, my faithful co-host, Scotty, and we are live here on DSM Media's YouTube channel as well as the DSM Turf Talk YouTube channel, as you can see. Meant to say Twitter channel if I did not, getting tied up here. But if you want to follow us on Twitter, make sure to check us out at DSM_media. Make sure to hit that follow button and then check out the link tree in our bio. It will take you to every social media platform. We are available on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. But more importantly, make sure to check out that YouTube link that you can see on the screen underneath Scotty if you want to be interactive and tap in throughout today's live streams or any one of our shows. The Broncos win their 7th straight on Thursday night, man. Nail biter, 10-7 against the Raiders. I got some thoughts on that number one Denver Broncos team that we had bolstered up in our updated power rankings. But we're going to break down the slate. It's not a great slate, but it's not the worst slate we've broken down so far this year. So it should be more fun, more entertaining than some other shows. We'll get into some best bets, all that good stuff. But my man, happy Sunday. What is going on?
Happy Sunday, my brother. Back at it again for Week 10. Obviously, you mentioned that nail biter on Thursday. What hell of a Thursday night football game there between the Raiders and Broncos. Top team in the NFL right now, the Denver Broncos. 10 fat points against the Las Vegas Raiders on national television, baby. But no, we got a game going on right now. You know, Daniel Jones was going through his little meltdown. I'm a little salty with Daniel Jones right now. I'll just put that out there. Like, I'm salty with the Colts. I need them to perform better in the second half to cover my spread there that I laid. But he just lofts that ball up there at the end of the half, right? Yeah.
Atlanta with poor. I mean, what would you have done in that spot too? Would you have called the timeout or no? Because Kurt Warner was talking about it on the broadcast, and obviously what he took. I think he took a sack the play before that pushed him back to 3rd and 11.
Yeah.
And Indianapolis basically said, all right, well, we're just going to start to milk this clock away. Atlanta had timeouts at their disposal. He ends up throwing a pick with 8 seconds left. Did you use a timeout at 45, 50-second mark? You have time to go put points on the board. But I guess you're winning. You get ball to start the second half. If they're going to milk the clock and you take a lead in the halftime, you do so. But very weird.
It's like that. It's like the defensive head coach type of decision, right? Like a defensive coordinator turn head coach type of decision. Because I think if you're an offensive minded head coach, you're probably thinking, let's get the ball back and try to get 3 if we can. It's interesting. There was another big example of that last weekend. I cannot remember what it was. It was actually a huge mistake. It's completely slipping my mind, man.
Yeah, me too.
It was a coaching decision like that to end the half.
Yeah.
Was it actually Thursday Night Football? Maybe
I was not that tuned into that, so no, I don't believe so. I know for some
if
reason
it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
So, but you mentioned it. There's probably there's 4 games this weekend. We're only going to talk about 3 that are like pretty big matchups. The one that we're leaving out, obviously, the Eagles and the Packers. That's going to be on Monday night. So we'll do our Eagles pregame thing with that and discuss that game. But the other 3 big matchups this weekend that I was looking at, man, were the Pats and Tampa Bay, obviously. Right? Like, this is actually a really, really interesting game for me, man. And maybe, I don't know, where do you want to start? Like, I guess I want to start there, but let me not be selfish
here. Lead the way, brother. Lead the way.
You look at New England coming into this matchup, man. 7-2. You got the Bucks coming off a bye week. They're 6-2. Bucks able to get a little bit healthier. Igbuka's going to be back today. Still no Bucky Irvin, no Godwin. Obviously, Mike Evans out for season, but they've been finding ways, right, to score the rock. Baker Mayfield can get the ball to pretty much anybody down there in Tampa, it looks like these days. But on the other side, man, I'm looking at that New England Patriots team, right? And they are a team. This is something I did hear over the weekend. I was just watching on NFL Network, and it was brought up. The Patriots are benefiting from being a bad team last year, getting a very, a pretty soft schedule as far as competition based on their record last year. But they have been able to take full advantage of it, and they have been able to get a signature win against the Buffalo Bills in division, right? But this is that other signature win for me, man. I'm looking at Tampa Bay. This is a game in Tampa. If Drake May can take this New England squad, led Stephon Diggs and like Hunter Henry, right,
Yeah.
or his options out there. I think even Booty's out this week.
Booty, yeah, he
with
is.
an
And
injury.
Ramondre.
And Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah.
So they'll be relying on the rookie running back. It's an interesting spot because I do feel like there is some Drake May magic that could happen there, that they can pull off a W in Tampa Bay. I'm not going as far to say that they're gonna win, man. I'm actually gonna pick the Bucks in this one, but it is an interesting spot for me there. I'm curious on your thoughts on the game, though. Obviously, I've been riding the Pats' tail this season, from the jump.
They were
and
your preseason sweetheart.
they've outbid my expectations.
That was either bad or flying very under the radar that could kind of exceed any sort of expectations. Who would it be? And you've hit the nail right on the head with this Patriots team. What, 6 in a row at this point, or a 5-game win streak? For New England, they're 4-0 on the road as well, which is huge for
interesting. I did not know that
in New England with the rookie quarterback and Drake May, kind of. But it's going to be tough. I'm looking at two QBs who are near the tops of the MVP race, right? Up until like 2 weeks ago, Baker Mayfield was being talked about as the MVP, losing all these weapons. Mike Evans goes down for basically the rest of the season, if not the rest of the season. Chris Godwin comes back for a milkshake and then makes his way back out the door on the injury report. And then on the other side, you mentioned New England's injuries today. You're missing Ramondre Stevenson, so Travion Henderson's going to take over today. And you're missing Kayshon Boutte, which leaves obviously a veteran in Stephon Diggs and, like you mentioned, I guess Hunter Henry are the two main options in New England. And then on the other side, you have Baker, who has Emeka Egbuka today. Sterling Shepard, Tez Johnson, right? So you have two MVP type of quarterbacks with not a ton of help around them. I'm interested to see how this game plays out, right? Because the way that Baker and that Tampa Bay offense has played this year, they'll get you into a shootout, right? It doesn't matter what defense is on the other side of the field. I think Atlanta put up 23 or 24 on that very good New England defense last week. If they can do that, I would imagine Tampa Bay at home is going to be able to cross the goal line a couple times. So is this a sluggish defensive type of battle because of the lack of help on the outsides for both offenses? Or do these quarterbacks find a way to duel it out?
The over is set at 48.5 the last I looked at it.
Right.
I don't know if it's still there, but obviously that's, looking at a, mid-20s type of matchup between the two teams, which I think that's probably what it ends up at, honestly. I think this could be similar to that Atlanta New England game we saw last week. I think it ended like 24-23, something like that. I could see a 27-21 or a 27-23, something like that. Mixed in there between these two teams, man. I do think both teams will be able to move the rock. Drake May's been playing with these guys for most of the season. Like, Boutte has been one of his favorite targets, but I mean, if you come into the season saying that Boutte's like, you know what I mean? Like the expectation that you're coming in with. I don't think the talent level is just dropping off so much from there, but we'll see what they can do. The big thing for me, man, with all of New England's success, Drake May has been sacked like the second most times in the NFL.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and he talked about it. Like he said, he took most of the blame. Like he said, a lot of those sacks are his fault. So getting the ball out quick, against the Todd Bowles defense today, is going to be key for that young QB, man. He's going to have to get the ball out quick. But Christian Gonzalez versus Egbuka, that should be a good matchup.
Think he follows him around?
He should, right?
Everywhere. They'll put him in the slot. They'll put him on the out. They'll do a lot of things with him.
Yeah. I don't know. Does Christian? I'm imagining Christian Gonzalez plays in the slot. Like he can move in there, but I don't know. He's regarded as, top 5 corner in the NFL. So I don't know. Is that like an elite quality to be able to play in the slot and outside? I guess so, right?
I mean, just from personal experience viewing the Eagles, right? Like, it definitely does depend on the corner, what he prefers, what he's best at, etc. But like Cooper DeJean could play outside, I would assume so, right?
He's athletic.
We might find out, honestly, if Michael Carter ends up taking some slot reps away. But like Q doesn't follow the number one into the slot, or
into the slot.
sometimes not even the other side of the field. Like they
Right.
keep him on one side of the field, and I feel like that's a philosophy a lot of DBs, a lot of DCs kind of use nowadays.
Yeah.
So
No.
we'll see. But I will agree with you. I'll take the Bucks at home in this game if I had to pick. 2.5, man. It's obviously they're the home team. It's a very slight line, but are you surprised it's not like 4.5, somewhere in that territory, which makes you want to lean New England? Very, very interested to see what Vrabel can dial up defensively.
Feels like the Bucks aren't, they're a little scared of Drake May is what I would say in that situation. Drake May and Mike Vrabel, right? And this is a 7-2 team at the end of the day, regardless of who they've played. They have beaten the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, right? So they've been tested. This is a bit of a different test. I do like the Bucks as well, but good morning, Terry.
What's going on, Terry?
Got a pretty big game today, too.
Great segue. Let's get into that next game of the day. I think it's the Fox. I don't know what the Fox game of the week. Both 4:25. Both
got to be
on
at 4,
Fox.
right?
Is it Rams Niners? Is it Lions Commanders? I don't know which game they're going to put on.
Should be Rams Niners.
Haven't checked. But speaking of Terry's Niners, 49ers got the first win in LA a few weeks back, brutalized by injuries. I mean, they've been brutalized all year. It hasn't gotten any much better since then, right? But in that game specifically, man, I mean, they had no George Kittle, no Juwan Jennings, no Ricky Pearsall. Half their defense is out. Obviously, Mac Jones was already in for Brock Purdy. They were missing everybody, dude.
Yeah.
And I cannot remember the name of the receiver. He's kind of
Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick Bourne had like 140 yards on Thursday night, and they beat the Rams. Like you mentioned, the Rams have you said this to me on Thursday. The Rams have 2 losses this year. One to the Eagles in a fashion they probably shouldn't have lost. They dominated the game for 2.5 quarters and then melted it away. And then the other one to this San Francisco division rival in a game that they shouldn't have lost as favorites at home. Outside of those 2 losses, they've demoralized everybody else in their way.
Yeah.
So
demolished them. Yeah.
Do you think this is a get back spot? 5.5 for the Rams today, dude. 5.5-point favorites in San Francisco. It's a lot.
It is a lot, man. It is a lot. And what sticks in my head, man, is the game you just mentioned, San Fran traveling to LA. The fans also traveling to LA as well, taking over that Rams stadium and basically making that a home game for the 49ers. Well, what's their home place going to look like this year? Because while they've been beat up, man, they're 6-3 right now. Mac Jones is playing some really good football that's able to keep Brock Purdy, not forcing Brock Purdy to like rush back from injury, anything like that. And they're just finding ways to win ultimately. And the offense is getting a little bit healthier, right? Like they got Juwan Jennings back full time now. They got George Kittle back full time. CMC, he's playing CMC football. I feel like it's like not being talked about as much as it has.
Do you remember the conversation we had when we were breaking down the NFC West division this past summer?
Yeah.
And I mentioned if San Francisco, with all the pieces they had lost, Brandon Ayuk on the IR, I did not expect this defense back under Robert Saleh to look the way it does. They've lost Fred Warner. Like, they've lost everybody, dude, and they're still playing incredible football. Yeah. And I mentioned if they are, with that schedule, because it is friendly, if they are in a playoff spot, if they are in a race 10, 11 weeks into this season for that division, it is going to be because Christian McCaffrey is doing Christian McCaffrey type things.
Yeah.
168 carries, 596 on the ground, 4 rushing touchdowns. I clicked it. It's not loading for me, but I don't know how many total touchdowns he has on the year. Let's see. He has 4 through the air. So he has 8 total touchdowns.
8 total.
In 9 games so far. He's doing Christian McCaffrey things. And Kyle Shanahan, man, look, do I trust him in the big moment? Do I trust him in the big game? Right. No. I mean, obviously they went to overtime with Kansas City a few years ago. Sucks the way, they lose on a Kelsey touchdown. And then obviously he was the OC in Atlanta, I believe, with Matt Ryan. In the greatest Super Bowl history. So no, I don't trust him to get the job done in the biggest moment, right? However, He's the coach of the year for me right now. Like, I know people are going to talk about Shane Steichen and a couple other, maybe Mike Vrabel. But what Kyle Shanahan is doing with all of these injuries and just it's a new guy in a new position every single week. Give me the Niners plus 5.5 today. Do I think they win outright? No, I think the Rams will get the job done, but this is going to be like a 3-point game. This is going to be like 23-20, maybe it gets to 27-24. I don't know if it'll reach that high scoring of a level, but this is going to be in a 3 type of point game coming down to the wire.
Yeah, no, I love everything you said there, man. This was one that stuck out to me. I think 5.5 is crazy. I think when you look at it, you can alt it down to 6.5, man, and it's still minus 129. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe we are off the mark here. It feels like a best bet in my eyes right now. But just thinking about the matchups over the years, this is a rivalry. It's very rare that we're going to see one of these teams run away with this game, in my opinion. And in that last matchup, it went to OT. It came down to a last second field goal, or not a last second, but you know what I mean, a game ending field goal. Both quarterbacks played really well. Mac Jones threw for over 300 yards. Stafford threw for over 300 yards, 3 tutties, no interceptions. The ultimate difference in that football game came down to Kyron Williams and Matthew Stafford fumbling the ball away, turnovers. And, I think it's going to be a tight game like that this way. I'm not saying the Rams can't win this game at home. I think they've been playing very well. Devontae Adams, unstoppable in the red zone. Matthew Stafford playing some of his best ball, quite honestly, numbers-wise at least, right? Like, he's looking really good the last couple weeks especially. But I think the San Francisco 49ers, being their rivals, knowing them so well, there's a level of physicality that the Rams are going to have to answer today. You have all the weapons, right? You have Kyron, you got Puka outside, you got Devontae, like you got Stafford slinging that thing. But there's a level of physicality when you play San Fran in a big game that you have to be able to match them at, man, regardless of who they have healthy.
Yeah.
And they built that identity, and I think that is an identity. I know where Eagles. I don't know. I just tend to compare it to the Eagles and kind of look at the way the Rams have played against the Eagles of late and the struggles they've had there and the level of physicality it requires. I guess I'm kind of calling the Rams soft. I'm calling them out today, though. This is a game they need to win.
I don't really think that I disagree.
They need to win this game.
It's ironic, too, because when I speak of Kyle Shanahan that way, it's coming from the offensive mastermind that he is, right? So you would think, to my point, I'm talking about how he's just going to have this offense moving, no problems. I think it's more so getting to play whatever style he wants to any given Sunday. And like you mentioned, man, if Kyle Shanahan wants to run the football today, wants to take control of the clock, wants to win the turnover battle and not put the ball in harm's way with Mac Jones, they are going to muck up this game. It is going to be physical. Terry mentioned getting their playmakers to the ground on first contact. Not a lot of yak today for Puka and Devontae and those guys.
Salah hasn't playing well.
Like, I just, for some reason, like 23-20 is sticking in my brain for this score. I don't know which way it goes, but I would take the Niners, especially with an alt total like you mentioned, man. Under minus 132. Yeah. That's great value for basically
within a touchdown.
Yeah.
To ask the 49ers to stay within a touchdown at home. Yeah. I feel it. Man. Slam it. It's the best bet.
Yeah. That's check one. Best bet of the day. Let's move on to Sunday Night Football in the AFC. You have the 5-3 Steelers coming off of a humongous win against the Colts last week, taking on the 6-3 Chargers, who take down Cam Ward and the Titans by a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, Chargers 2.5-point favorites at home, total sitting around 44.5. What do you like in this one, man? Can Pittsburgh continue to ride that momentum that they started to build last week? Or is Justin Herbert gonna tell me to shut the F up and get his team to 7-3? Because I'm very critical of that gentleman.
Yeah, no, as we all are, man. And looking at this matchup, it's kind of confusing. I'll be honest with you. It's hard to really, really lean one way or the other. And the main thing being, they're on the road in LA at the Chargers, but we know how that goes, man. And Pittsburgh being the fan base that it is, they probably traveled out that way. They travel well.
And just the fraudulence of any LA football team. I mean, that building gets taken over whenever, like you mentioned.
And so, like, that part kind of worries me. The real worry on field that worries me for the Chargers, because I think if they were healthy, offensive line wise, I think they would win this game. I do think the Chargers are the better team ultimately, but I think they're going to struggle without their 2 starting offensive tackles today, man. It's a defensive line led by TJ Watt. I know they haven't been great this year defensively, but last week against the Colts, they kind of found – maybe it was just a Daniel Jones meltdown, maybe. Yeah. But they found a lot of turnovers in that game. They found a lot of success in that game.
And did.
Hopefully they can keep that going. But I do think the Chargers defense will be sturdy today. It's going to take a good performance from Aaron Rodgers to get this done. But the 44.5 is interesting, man. That's interesting.
I agree. I think if I had to give a bet for this game, that would be it instead of trying to pick
the Steelers. Side. The Chargers, I guess you would need what?
Well, I mean, put it this way: the Chargers beat the Titans 27-20. Now, granted, there was a blocked punt, touchdown for Tennessee, a pick 6 on the first possession from Justin Herbert. So they helped out Tennessee. It's not like Tennessee was moving the ball up and down the field, but I'm gonna expect. I suspect that Aaron Rodgers and that offense
are going to be able to score, right?
To move the ball. Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh this year, man, with Rodgers is doing, to be honest, the exact opposite of what I thought they would be like identity-wise on both sides of the ball.
Their typical identity,
how they need to play, right? Like, if you got this version of Rodgers in the offense with the defense I'm used to, then you'd be talking about one of the playoff front runners in the AFC.
Yeah.
You're getting an offense that's putting up 30 spots all throughout the year and getting in the shootouts because your defense can't stop anybody.
Yeah.
That's not something I expected, especially with all the additions they made on the back end of this defense. Very odd, but like you mentioned, maybe they turned the corner last week, getting all those turnovers. And see if they carry it here. I do like Pittsburgh, to be honest, to go in. I would take them like +3 or something. But I think for more, not just for fun, I think it is the smarter bet. I would take like over 43.5 or over 44 in this game. And
likewise. I'll say something else just to kind of close out that game. I think both of those teams are highly fraudulent despite the records.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I really do. Man. I really do.
Because go ahead.
Go ahead. Well,
I was just going to say, because I'm looking around that AFC picture, and, we're going to get to our 2-minute drill and just run through the rest of the games here in a minute anyway.
That's a good point. I can feel where you're going.
You mentioned fraudulent with those two teams. I think Denver's just as fucking
Denver, yeah.
And I'm looking around that AFC, and, I mean, Baltimore, unless that defense just does a complete 180 now that Lamar's back, they're not winning. So I'm looking at that AFC, and I'm looking at a 2-team race as of right now. In Kansas City and Buffalo.
Who's not a fraud in the AFC right now, to your point?
I mean, the Colts are losing 17-13 right now. Granted, they had the ball, but they drove right down the field last possession. I don't know if you saw this or not, but Daniel Jones took a sack and fumbled, and Atlanta got the ball. They had 1st and 10 to 20, and then it ended with Atlanta getting the ball like their own 35 off a fumble. So he's got 2 more turnovers already today, and there's a lot of time left, so... Yeah,
this is like the first time I feel like I've bet on the Colts this year, man, and it's gonna bite me. But
we'll see. Daniel I mean, they're moving the ball right now. They're 1st and 10 at their own 44 with 7 minutes left in the third. So
it's so weird, man, because when I look at this, I like the Chargers overall more than the Steelers.
Really?
But I'm picking the Steelers to win this game. It's weird, man. I don't know. It's just weird to me. I guess it's just a matchup thing.
Could be.
I guess for me, man, when it comes down to the Chargers, like when Justin Herbert is playing top level, they're very good. They are very good.
Of elites if he's playing that game, right?
He just has some
I promise you make the mistake you made last week against Tennessee, but you make it against Pittsburgh, you're going to lose this game. What it's coming down to, you mentioned turnovers in that San Fran LA battle, right? Because of what the difference was before. You saw it with Daniel Jones last week. You're seeing it with Daniel Jones today. It's obviously just a recipe for failure or success, depending on what side you're on.
Yeah.
Duh. But if Justin Herbert turns the ball over tonight, which he does in a
He
lot
does.
of big spots, they are going to lose this game at home. And I agree with you. Like,
Yeah.
I think you see a lot of terrible towels in LA tonight.
Yeah.
I think that fan base travels. I mean, we travel over there every time we play San Fran. I don't trust, and especially of the two LA teams themselves, whether like the Rams building gets taken over, like the Rams get taken over, the Chargers are definitely getting taken over, bro.
Yeah,
So,
no, I agree, man. I agree. Steelers in that one.
But yeah, so give me the Steelers and give me the over in this game. Here we go again. Daniel Jones has the offense at the Atlanta 28, 1st and 10.
Okay.
Can you score a touchdown?
Please.
I didn't say this to you because I had laid it right before you texted me your bet. I have the over. So how about we score some goddamn points?
Well, I need that. I need the 5.5. So I'm going to need 2 more.
Yeah, you're going to need 2
and
more
Atlanta to not score anymore, basically.
Yeah.
So
that's fine. Let the Colts take it the rest of the way. So we'll see, man. But let's get into our quick 2-minute drill, run through the rest of the slate here, because it's not a pretty slate, in my opinion. Let's start at the top. You have the Giants in Chicago taking on the Bears. The Bears have a very solid opportunity in front of them today to get to 6-3. They're 4.5-point favorites at home. Yeah, give me the Bears and Ben Johnson to go against this Giants defense.
Yeah, this is a good spot for the Bears to be in. I think you can't ask for a better game at 5-3 at home, week 10. You can go up to 6-3. You can really compete for this division with the Lions in that loss last week, right? The Vikings still kind of finding their way. They've been up and down. The Bears can be right in the mix, right with the Packers too. The Packers lose tomorrow to the Eagles, right? So this is a huge opportunity against a 2-7 football team. But it is a 2-7 football team that has been a little tricky for teams the past few weeks, especially since Jackson Dart showed up. And you're going to need Caleb Williams to continue to be solid in this game. You can't come out here and turn the ball over, which I don't think he will. I think they have cleaned that up a bit this year with Ben Johnson. And, come out here and take care of business at home, man. I will go with the Bears, but I will admit I'm a little skeptical.
Yeah,
a little skeptical.
I mean, yeah, the Bears are a team that I just refuse to trust, and I don't really. It's not that I don't know why. Like, there's different things I could point to, but like in this matchup, I mean, you by far have the more talent on the offensive side of the ball, right? You have the more experienced quarterback. The play calling is not even close, and then you talk about the DJ Moores, the Rome Odunzes, the DeAndre. Like, you just have a lot more talent than the injured Giants do right now. So you should go out and win. But it's like the Bears are just a very weird football team to me lately because they're almost in like Cowboys territory of like what could go wrong will go wrong for the Bears on any
losing this game today in a big spot,
just finding a way to lose a game when you have
last
an opportunity
week, man,
to get to 6-3.
Last week, 47-42 against the Bengals.
Right.
So totals at 45.5 today. I get it. It could easily flip the other way. It happens like that in the NFL, but I feel like the Giants are going to put up some points today.
I think Dart will take some shots downfield, and maybe they'll connect on a few of them and see. But yeah, so give me the Bears in this one, and probably like the over as well. Bills, Dolphins.
Maybe alt it down a point.
The Dolphins are in complete disarray.
Yeah, Bills need to keep winning.
Huge win. Bills, Patriots 7-2, 6-2. The Patriots already have a leg up on them head to head. So give me the Bills in this one. They're 8.5-point favorites. I think they cover it.
I do too. I think the Dolphins are cooked, man. Obviously, they sold a few players this week. Buffalo cover the spread.
I completely agree. Ravens, Vikings. This is a spread you mentioned to me. Ravens, I get it. Lamar Jackson back looked incredible last week on Thursday Night Football against those Dolphins. 4.5-point favorites for the Ravens in Minnesota. JJ McCarthy and the Vikings coming off of a humongous win against the Lions. I'm not going to touch this game, or at least maybe total wise, I would look at it, but I'm not touching 4.5 either way.
Yeah.
It's screaming Ravens. Like, I think you're getting fooled into, Vikings at home, like with the points, the Ravens defense thinks. I think they'll end up covering, but it's not something I would be willing to put, my money on today.
I do agree. It looks like such a fishy line. I think like Ravens -2.5 would feel just a little bit better to me, but the Ravens could come out and easily, put up 30 plus points on this Vikings team, keep them under 20. the defense, though, like the Ravens defense. Lamar can help their defense by making the offense better and more sustainable and more time of possession, right? Taking a little bit of pressure off the defense. But is the defense fixed, right?
Right.
What we saw earlier this year, because we saw games with Lamar playing and they gave up 40-plus points. Now, it was to maybe more talented offenses. We'll see. J.J. McCarthy is just such like a wild card in all honesty. He comes out, he just like last week he didn't even really have like some game-breaking game, but he made maybe one or two plays in the game that won the Vikings the game. Now, obviously, there's a lot of other factors that played into it, but he is he's a weird player, to say the least. We've got a little sample size so far this season. It's been very up and down for him. But can he come out and have success against this Baltimore defense? I mean, it is Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. They've got weapons out there. It's interesting. I just trust the Ravens a bit more. I trust Lamar Jackson a bit more. So, yeah, I would lean Ravens to win. And if they win, probably, I guess, cover that spread. But, yeah, like you said, I'm not touching that game.
I wasn't meaning to laugh while you were going on there. The Colts, 4th and 1 at Atlanta's 5. They run a toss to Jonathan Taylor and he gets blown up. So they literally just shoot up like 7 minutes, got to the 5 and turned the ball over on down. So
to the 5.
It's 47 seconds left in the third quarter. Atlanta's pinned on their own 7.
Maybe a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, maybe Michael Penix or Bijan will give it to the good guys here. But I mean, it is funny, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe we're reaching that part of the season where Daniel Jones and this Colts team is starting to come back down to life a little bit. The way that
get a
people
bit figured out.
They're the most well put together football team. Get the fuck out of here. I saw a clip of someone talking about how they a tweet. Someone said they had the best O-line in football, the best running back in football, the best play caller in football, and the best receiving / tight end room in football. Excuse me. What
Tyler
did
Warren,
you just say?
right?
I mean,
Like,
Tyler Warren's cool. Tyler Warren's very
good. He's very good, but come on.
Alec Pierce, what is it? Josh Downs, and your number 1 is Michael Pittman, who I think has like 9 yards today on 1 catch. Like, stop. So
yeah, he's coming. They're coming back down to earth. Yeah.
Look, they're down 4. There's a whole quarter to go. They could very easily win this game, but I mean,
they could. It's still been an ugly Daniel Jones game, sure. Like that's the reality.
2 turnovers again.
And he's the concern at the end of the day.
Very, very funny. End of the third quarter. Falcons 1st and 10 at the 28 now. So
we'll see.
We'll see how it goes. But moving on. Wow, what a game we have next. Browns Jets. Browns are 2.5-point favorites on the road. Total's 37.5. Is it too high, Scotty? Is it too high of a total, or do we take it?
Do the Jets just take the training wheels off of Justin Fields a little bit? Just let him lose. Like, if he's going to turn the ball over, just let him turn the ball over.
And then on the other side of things, like, all right, yeah, you had a fire sale at the deadline, but you kept Breece Hall, you kept Garrett Wilson, et cetera.
Yeah.
And you traded your 2 best defense players to an already bad defense. So maybe the Browns could score a little bit today against that Jets defense. So
37.5.
Something to keep an eye on, man.
That's so dirty, though. That's such like a dirty game to bet on, bro. Like, if you end up losing it, it's one of those that makes you sick to your stomach.
It's one of those where you say, "What the fuck was I thinking?"
Yeah,
like,
what was I thinking there?
Of any game I could pick today, that's the direction I went in. But yeah, I have no idea. I guess give me the Browns in this game. But next, Saints Panthers. Who's starting for the Saints? Show.
Yeah,
whatever the fuck his name is.
Sure.
Yeah, the Panthers are 5.5-point favorites. They're going to win this one. That line's also 38.5. Seems a little. I wouldn't touch that one for those 2 offenses today.
Agreed. Bro, if the Panthers win this game, they go to what, 6-4?
Yeah.
How do we feel about that? It's like, how does it? Like, what do you think of that? They beat some.
I mean, they've beaten the Packers and the Cowboys in like the last 3 weeks. So
defense seems to be good, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I don't know what to think of the Panthers if they're 6-4 after today. But yeah, I think they beat the Saints at home. Yeah.
Jags Texans, another 37.5.
CJ Stroud is out, I believe.
That's right.
Concussion.
And guess what? Houston's -1.5.
I know.
You would normally never hear these words come out of my mouth, but give me Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. Like, is that my bet at 1:00?
It does sound crazy. Let me just make sure.
Who's the backup?
CJ Stroud. Yeah, CJ Stroud is out. Davis Mills.
Davis Mills. Maybe the offense will look better. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. Maybe their offense will somehow look better.
No, because they played the Broncos last week. Man, that was just another underwhelming Broncos win.
15.
The Jags. I'm trying to see. Just make sure. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is in. Brian Thomas is out.
Okay. They did trade for Jacoby Myers, I believe.
They did. Yeah, that's true. And their defense has been pretty solid this year. That's what gives me confidence in the Jags in this game, ultimately. I just don't see Houston scoring, 17 plus points? Like, I just don't see it unless the defense scores a touchdown or something, special teams, some type of score there. The Texans' offense has been horrible. So, with CJ Stroud, by the way.
Putting it very nicely. Falcons 3rd and 10 at the 28. Obviously good for Scotty. No one wants to score. I mean, dude, it was
good for you. You mean?
No.
Good or no. They're still at the 28. I thought you meant they're at the other.
A big first down, and now they haven't done anything. So very, very funny. I mean, what was
we got a troll.
What do we got? Hold on. It was 13-7.
Lose to the Giants.
It's a good comment, V-Smooth.
Sorry, not a top 10. I mean, we could do this with all the teams, man.
Yeah, sure. I mean, not just that. I mean, you're about 4 weeks late, but it's a pretty good joke. Anyway, moving on.
Good try.
Cardinals, Seahawks. Give me Sam Darnold playing at an MVP level. Obviously, if it is Jacoby Brissett, I think, which it is again. For Arizona, have you heard it? Have you seen anything about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the starter going forward, man.
Yeah.
They put Kyler on IR. I think that is I think that's a fantasy injury. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a made up injury, to bench Kyler. Jacoby Brissett has kind of been playing better with that offense. Mm-hmm. I do like the Seahawks in this game. I do think they've been playing well. They're obviously at home. I do think they take care of business. But how do you feel about a 7.5 point spread? That feels like a lot. I know they just waxed the Commanders last week. They exploded on them. But 7.5, like, Arizona's defense is still sturdy.
We're just gonna act like you didn't say that.
What? What did I say? What did I say?
Nothing. Just watch it.
Yeah. Forget it. I don't remember it. We don't need to remember. I feel like it had to be messed up if you won't even repeat it.
It's not that bad.
7.5 though.
They exploded on them.
On the Commanders.
That's what he said. But,
by the way, did we talk? I think. Oh, we didn't get to that game yet. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
We didn't skip it. We just didn't get there yet.
Now, here comes now. Lions Commanders 425. Lions 7.5 point favorites on the road. Yeah, this game might get ugly because the Lions are coming off of a bad loss last week to JJ McCarthy. Yeah, this is the game that puts Washington out of their misery for the rest of the season. This takes away any sort of wild card hope they could still have in their bodies. This is where their season comes to an end.
I do agree. I think Detroit covers the spread. I think they demolished them today. Detroit can't afford to lose this game as well. So, yeah. I think Detroit obviously takes care of business, bounces back this week. That Washington defense just looked like Swiss cheese the other night against Seattle, man. Sam Darnold carved them up. And I think Jared Goff's going to do the exact same thing. Actually, like a touchdown score.
That's where exploded on him should have came in. That's because Sam Darnold fucking exploded all over.
He did.
That Washington defense.
He did. He let it loose on him.
All right.
I like Jameson Williams to score today, though, man. I really do. I think we saw a bunch of deep shots. Watch, Amon-Ra will score like 3 times today after JSN doesn't score at all, and I needed that JSN tutty.
Not even just that. They couldn't run the ball successfully last week, so Gibbs and Montgomery will combine for 6 touchdowns or something.
That's fair, too.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But anyway, guys, there's about 80 of you in here right now. That is going to wrap up
Appreciate
this
you.
week 10 kickoff show. If you are watching on Twitter, obviously we greatly appreciate it. Make sure to hit that follow button. But if you do want to get your comments pulled up, if you want to be like Feast Mode or you want to be like Terry and support, make sure to check out the YouTube link. It's in our bio. That's the best and only way that we can see your comments through StreamYard. So subscribe. For myself, for Scotty, for DSM Media, have a great rest of your day.
Peace, everybody. Enjoy.